Hello, it's Darren.
Hi, Darren. It's Daniel.
Daniel, how you doing, my friend? Sorry about that. I have this app installed on my phone, and I forgot because I get so many spam calls. I should have asked you about your number before and put you in it. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. I got it before
All right.
from you. You want to tell me a little bit about yourself and all?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate this opportunity. You've been awesome, man. And I've been, it's crazy, man. I've been an entertainer my whole life. Music is the foundation.
Uh huh.
I moved to Southern California when I was pretty young to get my college degree. That was kind of my ticket to California, and from the Midwest. And that was to pursue music. And I kind of lived my dreams in music. I never got the big break, and then I moved to Nashville and started a publishing company and did a couple cool things, but never got a break there either. So I came home to the St. Louis area, met a girl, started a family, had 3 kids. I thought, it's time to grow up and get a real job. And I just butted heads with all bosses. I didn't like being told what I was worth. I hated the thought of giving up on my dreams. And I hit a pretty low spot in early 2019. And so I had two choices. Do I stay on this dark path or do I bounce back and set an example for my kids and be a good man, be a good husband, be a good father. And so I chose the latter. And so for the past 3 years, I've been on this personal development journey, fixing my mindset, fixing my belief system, putting together an online coaching business to help other people find their potential and pursue their passions and their real interests and all that good stuff. And I'm doing my dreams again. I brought back the music. I brought back my show. Building my brand on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else. So that's kind of me in a medium-sized nutshell.
So, what kind of music did you play back in the day?
Well, you know what? I still I kind of it's funny. I kind of gave up on it for a while, but now I'm kind of getting back at it. But it's all original, like a pop rock kind of sound, like a Green
Mm-hmm.
Day meets
Yeah.
Tom Petty with a splash of the Who, kind of a retro rock kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good that you're getting back to the music because not a lot of
yeah,
people
that's
do.
that's my
So,
real dream.
did you? What did you do when you were younger? Did you like learn anything when you were like? Did you do like music in high school or? Um,
And when I was younger, I was growing up, I was a total jock. I did sports. My dad was a football coach. My mom was a teacher in special education, and I just lived and breathed sports. And then I got my first garage band when I was in 10th grade, and I had knee surgery, so it kind of worked out that I wasn't doing practices after school, so I had time to jam with his band. So that's when the music bug bit me in 10th grade, and so from then on, it was all about entertainment and media and shows and basically a microphone or a stage somewhere. That bug bit me, and I had to do it.
yeah, I mean, I love music. Music is my life. Um,
Nice. Do you play?
uh, I mostly I don't play. I used to play a lot of stuff. Like I used to do guitar, and when I was younger, I did drums. But then I kind of said, I have a good voice, so I guess I'll just start singing, doing a lot of choir stuff and stuff. And then when
Okay, nice.
and then when I went to college, I kind of started just writing stuff and getting my like some songs recorded. So
Very cool.
yeah,
I know that. That's awesome.
mostly just spoken word and songwriting.
Right, right. Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah,
And you're doing some cool stuff with your uncles and fatherhood. I think it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
um
congrats.
I've been doing that. I'm an uncle myself, so I have two nephews and a niece, and they are the world to me. Um,
Awesome.
so yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're it's your life can change when you have a kid you're close to, whether it's a niece or nephew or your own. I mean, they're all inspirations. They're all blessings. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was trying to like I have the TikTok, I have the Facebook, I have the Instagram. It's just growing, 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 trying to find new people to interview. I've been interviewing book authors, mindset coaches that are
Yeah,
dads,
nice.
and just sometimes the grandfathers that they have books out, children's
Hmm.
books. Um,
Oh, I love it, man. I think you're doing some great stuff. Congrats.
oh, thanks, thanks. I have some questions for you. Some interesting ones. Um,
No, it's all good. I appreciate you taking the time.
um, so, what's a day in the life as a dad for you?
Oh man, that's it's definitely crazy because we have a 11-year-old boy, a 9-year-old girl, and a 3-year-old boy. So it's getting the girl up first, and then the 3-year-old gets up, and then our 11-year-old gets up because his school starts later, and we're running around dealing with the moods, and our 3-year-old Zayden just learned how to potty on the on the toilet.
Oh, that's
So
great.
so yeah, so it's basically mayhem in the morning right now when school starts, because our 3-year-old just started pre-K. He goes to school twice a week, and then the 9-11-year-old go to school, of course, 5 days a week. So the mornings are pretty crazy. I'm a taxi cab. I'm gonna take him to the bus stop or school if we miss the bus. We're taking Zayden to pre-K, and then my wife and I work at home. She has an office. She has an office upstairs, and I have a studio downstairs. And so her and I do our thing, and then around 5 o'clock it starts again. We go pick up, 4 or 5. We're picking up at schools and bus stops, and then we got gymnastics and soccer and baseball. So it's pretty crazy mornings and evenings, that's for sure. But it's rewarding. It's awesome. And like I said, when I first met my first kid, it changed. I mean, you think it's going to change your life, but then when you actually see them in your life, and I mean, you can attest to that with your nephews and stuff. It's just it's a
Yeah,
whole new ball game. It's a whole new ball game. So
yeah,
now you're living for now you're not just living for yourself. You're living for another little person that needs you. And it's a pretty cool feeling for sure.
I mean, they're a lot of work. I'll tell you that.
They sure are, especially when they can talk back and all these attitudes now.
Yeah,
It's crazy the stuff that they're exposed to because of their iPads, their phones, and everything.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you use do you have like is how many times do they use their iPads?
Well, we're trying to limit their access, like when they get home from school in the mornings, and then at night before they go to bed. We try to keep it an hour here and there. Of course, I think they sneak around and do more, but it's tough sometimes to limit it, because they seem like their friends are doing it, or they're on their PlayStation, which is sometimes I like it better when they're playing PlayStation than on their phone. And then they have their friends with their headsets on, they're talking to their friends. That's a little bit more interactive with people, instead of staring at your phone screen.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's definitely something my wife and I should be better at. We should limit it and be more strict with that. But so we're getting better. I think that's an evolving thing too. As parents and uncles and aunts, you're always evolving and getting better too. Trying to
yeah. Trying
because
to
sometimes
find new
if you
things.
because we used to read a lot of textbooks on how to okay, in week 1 we should do this, in week 2 you do this, and then it's like sometimes you got to throw it out and you do whatever works because every household's kind of different. It's a
Yeah.
different dynamic. Yeah.
Do you bring your iPad to the restaurants? Because my
You know
sister
what?
does that all the time.
Usually we'll give them the iPads. Like, of course, not when we're eating. When we're eating, we have a rule. We all kind of hang out, and talk about our. We talk about
Our
the best
day.
part of our day, a
Yeah.
part of the day we didn't like, what we can do to get better with our attitude and stuff. So we try to limit it when we're eating, but as soon as we're done eating, they want to get back on them. It's definitely. And then we try to get them outside a lot more. We have a trampoline in the backyard and swing set, and we're trying to push that more. Because when I was a kid, man, we were outside all the time, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So we're trying to.
Those are the best times.
Yeah, really. So we're trying to balance it out. We're, like I said, it's an ongoing thing. We're always trying to get better. So it works.
What inspired you to be a dad?
Oh man, it's I think the main thing is meeting the right partner. I never really, to be honest, I never really thought about having kids. I never really planned on it. I didn't think I would, because I was going to move to New York City. I'd been in LA, I'd been in Nashville. I was going to take my shot at New York because I had an uncle who lives out in upstate New York. And I met Crystal, and I'll never forget it. That night that I met her, I was driving home. I was thinking, man, this move to New York, maybe I should put it on pause. And so here we are, 11 years later, it's still on pause. I never moved to New York. I moved into her house in St. Louis because I was on the Illinois side of the river, of the Missouri-Illinois border. So we're in a little town in Illinois, about 20 minutes from St. Louis. So I ended up meeting her. And then, meeting her, it changed everything, because I'd never really met someone that, I thought about, settling down with. And so that's when, we started talking about having a family and everything. And yeah. And the second that I started thinking about it, just the visions of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be responsible for a kid, it changed my whole mindset, my whole way of thinking about life. And it made you look at things completely different. That's for sure.
Let's see.
No, you're good. This is fun.
Do you have any tips for other parents, though?
My tips for parents, I guess, if patience is the main thing. Be patient with your kids, and I would encourage whatever passion they have, whatever interest that they show, whether it's gymnastics or baseball or football, or don't have a preset kind of idea of what you want them to do. Wait for their heart to tell you what they want, and their minds and their interests will come out. I see so many parents that push their kids to do certain things because they did it or whatever, or they want them to do this or whatever. I think a lot of it is just letting them kind of, tell you what they like, and find out what their real passions are. And so I think that's the main thing, that patience and finding out what your kid, what he likes to do or what she likes to do, and kind of lean into that and not be so, just not be so directing of what they're supposed to do. I think that goes a long way, not only because they're doing what they love to do, but you having their back with what they love to do. That is the foundation for so many other things. If you're not going to be positive toward what they want to do, I don't know. I think that sets up a negative kind of, can they trust you? I don't know. I think there's a lot of benefit of supporting your kid no matter whatever their passion is.
Do you have a hard time raising your kids?
It's definitely challenging. That's for sure. But it's weird because no matter what, my kids can, I tell my wife all the time, we always joke around about it. Of course, we're out of diapers now, thank God. But whenever, I would get, poo on me or pee or something, and it was my kid, it wouldn't bother me at all. The thought of another kid doing it, oh my God, it grosses me out, so, it's kind of crazy. But so when it comes to your own kids, I don't know, it's just, there's something about, having your own that at least I'm a lot more patient with, but I'm still getting better, especially with now, the 9, 11-year-old, there's just their mouths, the things they say, and they can be so smart and so like smart aleck kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And it's so I'm definitely learning how to deal with their personalities, but I want them to be them, but I also want them to, be taught respect. I'm real big on communication and looking people in the eye and saying hello, saying thank you, please, you're welcome, all that human communication, that basic stuff. I'm big on all that. So that's one of my things I'm trying to instill in them, just communication with other human beings, and don't be rude, be respectful and follow your passion. Those are my main things, is do what you love to do, and be a good communicator and be respectful of other human beings. Those are my things. If you want to get up and have Cocoa Puffs at midnight, I'll probably let you do that. I mean, I'm pretty lenient with a lot of things, but when it comes to, respect and communication and stuff like that. So I'm having right now it's kind of challenging because the 9-11-year-old definitely challenged me a bit. Heck, even the 3-year-old, they're very challenging with authority and trying to push their boundaries and see what they can get away with, and I'm pretty lenient. So I'm trying to be more strict when it comes to certain things. But I'm definitely, and plus I'm a dorky safety guy. I would like to put them in bubble wrap, like when I take a bath. Yeah. When they're jumping around, I'm always, making sure that they don't fall. My wife laughs at me. So I'm that dorky dad for sure there.
Yeah. So I guess you're like the good parent that have the good ideas. You want them to be safe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know. I guess there's always one parent that's always overly protective, and that's definitely me. My wife is, they're fine. As long as they're not bleeding and they're breathing, they're good. Or if they're not breathing too much or bleeding too much, I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I said so. And her sister has like 7 kids, and so her sister is, is on her phone all the time. Doesn't really parent them at all. We're always giving her sister some crap. So I'm like, don't be like your sister. But it's all good. It's just different styles, I think, like I said before, you got to find out what works for you. Everybody's kind of different, but your kids have different every kid has different personality and everything. But I'm trying to instill like the core human values of respect and, that kind of thing, and pursuing what you really want to do, because there's so many, not only parents, but, authority figures and friends that are pushing other kids to do certain things, and peer pressure, all that stuff. I really want them to be individual thinkers and pursue what they really is going to make them happy. But I really want to instill that in them.
So do they do activities?
They sure do, yeah. But our 11-year-old, he's a pretty talented baseball player. He loves baseball and fishing. He's a big fisherman. He's always at a pond if he can be. So, and the daughter's in gymnastics and cheerleading. And the 3-year-old, he's still kind of, just figuring it out. Yeah. We're waiting to see what he wants to do, but he's starting to kick the soccer ball around a little bit. He had a killer mullet, the best Joe Dirt mullet you've ever. I've seen you a picture. I'm not sure if those pictures I sent you included it. I think we cut the mullet by then. It might be in there.
Oh, well, you cut part of your face off, and I was like, oh, well,
that was I know. That was the way I shot the picture. I messed up on the selfie I took.
So I do like the photos.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it.
I mean, send me more. I would love to post more.
Okay, yeah. I have to find one of Zayden's mullet. You'll get a kick out of it.
I love doing these interviews, I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Because everyone has a story to tell. I mean, I love listening to them and posting them, sharing them with other dads and parents that are dealing with the same thing that everybody else deals with.
Right. Yeah, they sure do. It's definitely good to hear other takes and other moms and dads talking about it. I love it.
Picky eaters in the family.
Oh my gosh, yes. Our 11-year-old, our oldest boy, Taven, he is so picky. I'm trying to, put a few pounds on him, but he will not eat. I mean, he'll eat cinnamon rolls and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. If he could, he would eat those all day, every day.
We just had that today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. That was definitely good, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're trying to get him to eat some,
vegetables,
sandwiches and stuff. Yeah. Veggies or whatever, yeah. He won't touch a veggie, that's for sure.
Is a 3-year-old have he's a picky?
He's right now, our 3-year-old and our daughter, they're pretty good. They'll eat. There are good eaters. It's just our 11-year-old that we're trying to get to eat more. And I was always picky when I was his age, so. But I I changed as I got older.
Here.
So what area are you in, Daniel?
I'm in like in the suburbs of Merriam, Kansas.
Okay.
But I'm like outside of Kansas City.
Okay. There you go. Do you
Yeah.
follow the Chiefs or any sports out there?
Um, I do like the Royals. I mean, in the college basketball, like Kansas.
Oh yeah, they're a
But
really
I
good
mean,
team.
I
Yeah.
just sometimes if there's something on TV, I'll watch the Chiefs, but they're not they're not
Not your top priority.
not my
Yeah.
type of game. But I mean, I'll watch a Super Bowl if anybody else wants to watch it with me.
Yeah. Nice. It's always fun to watch commercials, huh?
Yeah, those commercials are so long
Yeah.
on
It's
those
true.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like doing things. I do a lot of cool things around Kansas City. I'm a part of a lot of groups.
Hmm.
I have two podcasts. I have the Uncles and Fatherhood one, and I have Two Guys in the Sound System. And I play a lot of interviews. Play a lot of music from like bands, local bands in
Right.
Kansas City, or interview bands and musicians from all over. Um, like
That's awesome.
I interviewed um, John Cusimano, Rachel Ray's husband.
Yeah.
Um,
It's really
yeah, I interviewed
nice.
a couple of big name people.
Hmm.
So, and
Good for
some,
you. That's awesome.
yeah,
And then once you get a couple under your belt, then it's easier to get others. So, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
the diapers and all that kind of stuff. But how did you guys get your son to sit on the potty?
Oh, that's a pretty challenging thing as well. I mean, I guess the first thing that you have to do is just kind of talk about it for a long time, for months. Just kind of mention it, kind of plant that seed, because nothing's really going to happen with it positively until he wants to start trying and start doing it. You know.
Yeah,
So that's what we did. So after several months of kind of mentioning it, they would start trying to push it, and then once he tries it a couple times, we reward him. And then my wife, I guess this is kind of common, I'm sure a lot of moms do it or whatever, but she was to start taking off everything, and he was walking around kind of naked with no pants on.
yeah, that's
because
what my sister
because
did too.
that would help, and I didn't realize that. So that was a trick that really helped us. Is that because whenever he would put shorts on, he would always pee or poo in his shorts,
Yeah,
and that was kind of that was pretty embarrassing. A few times at his pre-K in his new class, because they're supposed to be potty trained, but they understand accidents will happen. But that really helped. And then now, but you'll have accidents. You'll have that weird transition where, if it finally clicks. I think some kids it clicks faster than others.
yeah,
But Zayden, it took him a few months, but now he turned 3 in April, and so now he's finally not only potting, peeing poo on the toilet, but now he's actually sleeping through the night in regular shorts and not having to. And he wakes up in the middle of the night and wakes up mommy to go pee at night. So knock on wood, we think he got it down.
that's good.
And
That's
plus,
nice.
it also helped having the older siblings in our situation, the 9 and 11-year-old, kind of pushing him and helping him. That kind of helped him get faster,
Yeah,
I think.
get them going.
Right, exactly. And they see them doing it.
Because they don't want to
But
be
yeah,
stuck in the wet pants for a while.
yeah,
Just
right.
sitting there like, I should have just gone to the bathroom, not just sit with poop in my
Yeah,
pants.
yeah, yeah, right.
Um, well, I mean, I do a lot of giveaways on this podcast and in the Instagram page. I've been interviewing and doing a lot of fun giveaways like toys, books,
Hmm.
and I've been promoting diapers and some of these really cool Sposy booster pad that helps potty training and also just people with kids with disabilities or whatever. Everybody has an issue by peeing in
Hmm.
the bed or um, but
Right.
so at that helps. I've been sharing that with tons of people. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's awesome. But yeah, it's all about consistency and just just keeping it going. And
yeah.
yeah, I think it's great what you're doing.
Oh, thanks, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to get a lot of. There's a lot of things I want to do with the uncles and fatherhood community to do like more like guy events, like maybe in Kansas City, and just like have a group of guys and talk about fatherhood and understanding what everybody, I guess, does.
Yeah, that'd be cool. An event like in person. You mean like a kind of an online thing or in
Well,
person or both?
I was trying to do one online, but I couldn't get a lot of guys together.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's definitely tough. I mean, I guess it's tough to wrangle people up online or in person, but you just gotta kind of stick with it, I guess.
I mean, it would be nice if I had found like a local bar or something
Hmm.
that would maybe just one night everybody comes up, whatever, or for a
Yeah,
weekend that everyone's off on the same day or whatever,
right.
and leaves the next morning.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, that would be kind of fun to get to know everybody from the internet. Uh,
Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah, so just ideas that's coming into my head.
Yeah, well, heck, maybe you could to get it going locally. Then maybe you could do it, in different cities. I don't know.
Yeah,
You kind of build it up, and because and I know dads are notorious for not planning stuff with the guy. Because I'm terrible at planning stuff with my guy friends. My wife is so good. Her and her girls hang out. They always make it a point to do something every year. They go somewhere, then they get together for this event. Yeah, I mean they're real good about all of them staying in touch and hanging out.
yeah. I mean,
And
it
I
would
think
be,
guys aren't as good about that, so you gotta stay on
yeah.
them.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't have a lot of guy friends out here besides just like girlfriends, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's just,
same here. Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially the COVID thing really kind of changed a lot of people doing stuff at home and staying more of a I don't want to say a hermit, but a lot of people after COVID don't get out much. A lot of my family and friends
yeah.
didn't go out nearly as much.
It's mostly like a family events. And the only thing that happens is just family events.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and
I love family events, but I mean, I would just like to see friends though.
right. Yeah, no, I hear you.
I'm very excited for my niece because she'll be turning one on Halloween.
Okay.
So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah,
So
I bet. Does she know what she's gonna dress up as? Is she gonna put on a costume?
she's too she doesn't like she's 10 months right now.
Yeah, so I guess
So
it's too
she
young. I
doesn't
guess.
have a voice yet, but um
Yeah,
besides
I guess it was probably two before we started dressing up our kids. I guess. I guess it was
but
two probably.
but I mean, I guess my sister will find something very
Yeah,
interesting
put her in
on
something. Yeah,
Halloween. But
right. Oh, that's definitely fun.
yeah, first birthday. I mean, and then her brothers will dress up as maybe, I don't know, some interesting characters.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, but Halloween is a good time to have a birthday, I guess. Celebration.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think you mean like where all the friends get together and they kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know that didn't start until kids at school where they had kind of classmates talking about, they got in first, second grade. I know it's kind of happened there. And there's always fun in the neighborhood. We always have, well, before COVID, our neighborhood here was pretty active on Halloween. So people would always hang out, have little bonfires, and all the kids would, hang out. It was just such a kind of a vibrant energy about it. But now, ever since COVID, it's been kind of, maybe it'll pick back up. But
What kind of things do you like to do, when you're not with your kids?
well, I'm a huge football fan. I love the NFL. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a big Rams fan. I was in LA before they moved to St. Louis, and so when they moved back to LA, I stuck with them because I started following them when I was in LA. But that also meant that my man cave football parties went from having a ton of people here, because most people, when the Rams left, aren't Rams fans anymore, and they hate the Rams and all this stuff. So now it's tough being an LA Rams fan in St. Louis. It's not easy. I get crap from a lot of people, and I'm sad because on Sundays my man cave is just me down there. But I'm such a diehard. I don't care. I'll put on my jersey and I'll jump around. I mean, my mom and dad come by, my brother sometimes, and my family kind of hangs out a little bit. But before, I would have tons of friends. But now, so I love football. I love watching football. I love, of course, playing music, playing guitar, playing a little acoustic guitar, and then a lot of just grinding on the social media stuff. I post quite a bit, and I love the challenge of doing a video or doing videos every day. I've been waiting for a creative outlet, and I've been waiting for something to kind of challenge me. I've been waiting for an excuse to create more. So TikTok is perfect for me. I really enjoy it.
So now, does your TikTok account make you money?
Not yet, no. I have been offered a couple brand deals for a price, nothing crazy, but that would entail me promoting someone else's product. And right now, I'm kind of sticking to my guns with my own brand and my own kind of coaching program that I'm building. So I'm kind of doing that. Because a lot of people are kind of building up a brand to be an influencer and to get paid to promote other people's products.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want to do. I want to just build a brand and do my own kind of do my own thing.
Yeah. It's hard.
But it is hard. It is. You're
It's
right.
totally hard trying to grow. I have so many accounts, but the most the ones I use is like two guys in a sound system, and sometimes my own page that I have my music on, but just
Yeah.
and then the uncles and fatherhood, trying to just promoting all these companies that are helping me out with doing these amazing giveaways. I mean, it just it's fun and all, but it's hard.
It is. It really is. It's a grind, and there's so many people out there doing it. And you definitely gotta. That's why I encourage people to do what you love. Because if you do what you love, then you're gonna have a chance of not stopping. So many people will do something else that they think is gonna work, but then when it doesn't, they quit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're doing something that you really love, you'll keep going with it because it's something you love to do anyway.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the game. A lot of people talk about it. Their first year or first, X amount of time, they hardly got any views at all. They had to build it. And sometimes it's cool because during that building process, where not many people are watching it, you're kind of finding your way too. You're testing content. You're getting better with your delivery, and just you kind of find your way a little bit more too during that time. So I was always looking at that as a positive. Not that I'm getting millions of views now, but there's a lot more traffic now than I had, and I have just as much fun posting. Of course, it's a lot more fun when you have people are going to be checking it out.
Yeah.
But even when the times where I was getting no views at all or real low, I enjoyed it. I knew it was part of the process, part of the game.
Yeah.
You know, and I post stuff that I love and I feel from my heart, and so it's easier to do stuff that you love, and just trying to do something for money or whatever.
Because I always post like these questions on the TikTok page for the Uncles and Fatherhood, but the ones that I've been asking you, but it's kind of hard to get questions because I'm just an uncle and I don't have all these experience with kids that much. Than being an uncle, it's just like
right.
So it's not.
Do you ever get them to stay at your place and hang out with them for a night?
No, because there's a lot of some issues. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair and I can't do a lot than everybody else can. So
I got you. Okay.
And so, but I mean, when I do get to see my nieces and nephews, or when like holiday kind of things, or around like if something happened, like if there's a big family event, I'll get to see them,
right.
or they come to my house. But I would say I'm not ready to babysit them yet.
Right. Yeah, I love the honesty. Yeah, you gotta be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, one day, I mean, I do want kids, but it's just not the time yet.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think John Lennon said, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. I mean, I never planned on kids, and here I have 3. It's crazy. So just keep living life from your heart. There's always different chapters and journeys, and it's kind of like, let's see what happens next. It's So, but if it's in your heart and you want them, I have a feeling in some way you'll get them.
Yeah. I mean, I've done when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I've done babysat kids, did the old changing diapers, and I had friends that lived with me with kids, so I've learned all that. So
right, nice.
That's one thing. Cool. I got one part of my life of being a babysitter and changing diapers, like mostly my life.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, just keep myself occupied with things I like to do, like baking. I have my own cookie business.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, just things to keep me going.
There you go. I love it. More people should do that. I have so many friends that just don't do any of their interests or passions. They think they have to. I don't know. I guess it's a whole nother conversation. But no, it's good for you for doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I work from home, so it's like I have all different projects that I love and I do on the side. Like I take pictures on the side, or I have so many opportunities that I'm still doing. Like I didn't graduate high school, I graduated high school, but I didn't graduate college. But I went back to school for a program at the University of Kansas. So I'm excited for that. So that's another opportunity that I'm dealing with now. So
there you go.
So I don't know what else.
You're like a busy guy.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Cool.
But let's see if I have any other questions on here. So what would you say? Like, how would you? We were talking about the diapers and the potty training, but do you have any tips for other parents that are dealing with the same thing you guys did? Like,
you mean the just the whole potty training thing?
Yeah.
It goes back to my first thing I mentioned before, just patience, and because the second that they feel tension or frustration, then that kind of sets them back. Just being patient, being positive, making it kind of a fun thing. I don't know. It's just yeah, just don't get too frustrated. No, just know there's going to be times where you're going to have to clean poo and pee out of shorts or out of beds or whatever. It's going to be a crazy little transition there when they first start getting it to when they actually get it down. That transition is going to be, it's a lot more difficult for some than others, I guess. But
Yeah.
just being positive. And I think a lot of it too is kind of, kind of planting that seed, mentioning it. Okay, next month or pretty soon here, you're going to start going on the potty. We said that for like weeks and months before we started. Okay, so then we get more. I won't say strict, but then we would start doing it more regularly. And he kept hearing about it. He saw his siblings doing it. Yeah, so just patience and being consistent, being positive. I know it sounds like basic advice, but I think a lot of parents, in my experience of friends and stuff, they get so frustrated.
Yeah.
And they expect to do all this stuff, then to go perfectly. It's not going to go perfect.
Yeah.
It's not. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be things that happen, and just.
Do you guys deal with timeouts still?
Yes, that is something that it definitely works for us. The timeout thing, they seem to hate it. Having to sit in one spot. The rule, is from what we've learned. However old they are, that's how many minutes that they're in timeout. So right now, when Zayden throws a fit or does something, or does something he shouldn't be doing, we'll tell him, if you do something really bad or you keep it up, you're going to go timeout. And so there's a few times where he has to go timeout, and he's in there for 3 minutes. And if it gets really bad, then I'll take him to his room and for 3 minutes. And he'll be trying to get out the door, flipping out. But the second those 3 minutes are up, he's talk about an attitude adjustment. It definitely works. It works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of Nanny, and they have like all different, just there's like a lot of different. Everybody has a different thing how they do discipline.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that like I said before, we're not the most strict. We need to get better about. Just like basic stuff, going to bed and stuff, and iPad time. We need to get better about that, and some of the eating stuff. We should really crack down with Taven, our oldest, about his eating habits, because he's getting better. We're trying to be more consistent with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just finding out what works for you, get to know your kids, and not being afraid to throw out the textbook and do what works for you. Don't feel bad if you're not doing what you read in the textbook. If you're doing something different that works for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you're there for them and you're trying and you love them, that's everything. How you do it, your exact rules, that's all going to be different. But I think they feel the love and they feel supported, and you're there for them. You're not perfect, but you're there. I think that's everything. I think sometimes parents are too hard on themselves. It's gonna be crazy. It's not easy. So just kind of enjoy the ride and be loving and positive and try to be consistent and you learn along with them. So
yeah,
it's definitely a process.
Yeah,
but it's rewarding. It's great. And when he flips out, he throws stuff, and then he comes down and from his timeout, and he's like, "I love you, mommy. I love you, daddy." That's right there. That's that makes it all good.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I guess I'm just curious on what what got you started with this. I know you're an uncle, but what have you always wanted to do something like this, or was it when you became an uncle, or
when I started when I was in the college, I became an uncle, and then I just thought about I had the show on campus. I had my own radio show on campus, and I was thinking,
cool.
Well, maybe I should do more. And none of my friends on campus had a family member that was pregnant or that were becoming an uncle. So I was the only one that I could think of, and So then I was like, well, maybe I should just look online and see if there's a group of like an uncle group or something.
Yeah,
So there was nothing. Nobody was there. Like nothing was
really.
there. So
Wow, nothing.
so I kind of said, let me. I know it'd be kind of cool to do uncles and fathers, and then or maybe gay parents or whoever. And so then I was thinking, well, maybe I can do this. I like talking to people, and I love like hearing their stories. So I just
There you
came
go.
up with a
Yeah,
podcast name and just keep on talking to people. And
there you go, man. I think it's awesome. Keep it up. Yeah, and whatever I can do to help, share, if I can share links or share stuff, whatever, or spread the word in some way.
yeah, that will
Yeah,
that will work. Trying to find um, dads and whoever that's interested.
yeah, definitely, definitely fun.
Um, though those are the questions I had for you. I need to get more questions.
No, this has been awesome. I love it. Seriously, I think you do a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, this is the first time where I've had like an interview or talked to somebody where it was about the family stuff. It was kind of cool. It was really it's kind of unique. I don't think you'll find a dad out there that doesn't want to talk about his kids and his family and their awesome stuff, their challenges, and just the whole process. I think it's really cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will let you go. If you have anything else you want to say about fatherhood to me or your story, I would love to hear it. It's still recording, so.
Oh, it's funny that my daughter and my wife just got home. She got back from gymnastics. I was talking to them. Hold on a second. Well, I think again, it's just it's about patience and enjoying the ride and finding what your kids like and not pushing on them what you want them to like. And rolling with that. I have one of my friends. He's like a manly man. He wants a kid that's going to be a wrestler or a football player. Or he wants to shoot guns, go hunting, all this stuff. And the kid just does not have any desire to do any of that.
Oh no.
And he just wants to I think he wants to be like a cheerleader or something, which is great. There's some amazing male cheerleaders.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he's having a tough time with that. And I'm like, and you have to it's okay. He needs to, you support him. Not only because I said before, it's his interest, but the fact that his dad's having his back and what he likes, that's going to set up a whole foundation of stuff in the future too.
Yeah.
You want to have your kids back. And so, I guess that's my main message is, patience, the foundation of love, and having your kids back and what they like and what makes them happy and what they want to do. So
Yeah.
as long as, of course, the constructive stuff, you don't want them doing, the bad stuff they like to do, what I'm saying, but the good stuff, the interests and the things they like, the different sports or different or whatever,
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate it. This has been fun.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Keep me updated, Daniel, on everything, and I'll do whatever I can.
Okay, that's cool. I'll keep you posted on things too.
All right. Look forward to it.
And I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.
All right. You too, Daniel. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye.